everybody, it's me Stacy here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com, and it is time for our next Saturday with Stacy YouTube class number 525. I will tell you it is very, very late here in sunny California. In fact, Friday is almost over and Saturday is just about to be dawned in. It's really late here. So you are joining me during the premiere, which would be Saturday morning, 8 a.m. sunny California time, 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern, or 4 p.m. in the United Kingdom. Well, there's a live chat going on over here. Say hello, hello. You will not find a more welcoming, crafty community than Scrapbooking Made Simple. These peeps, the SMS peeps, are amazing, and they are always excited to meet a new crafty friend. And if this is a new class for you, if you've never joined us before, well, hello to you as well. I have got tips and tricks and techniques. I am going to show you product that you may already own in your crafty stash, things that you may have questions about. The idea is to really make you confident in your crafting, whether it be mixed media or altered art or scrapbooking or card making or a little bit of everything. So I've got a couple manufacturers for you that have product. Some of it's already been on the market, some of it is brand new, and some of it we're the first ones to have it. So Creative Expressions and Lisa Horton and Crafter's Companion are here today to bring you beautiful things that will really make you feel successful and confident and proud of what you give to somebody, whether it's the first card you've ever made or, like I said, you like me forever and you've been making cards for years or layouts or mini albums or junk journals forever. It's really about embracing all the beautiful techniques out there and then finding the ones that work best for you. And that's why my classes, I think, are so popular, because I start slow so the newest of crafter can follow along, and we build and we build and we build. And then I let you decide, is this the product that speaks to you? And if not, at least you haven't spent any money on it yet. It's better for me to show you what to do with product and sometimes what not to do with product than to have you go out and be a member of the Full Set Syndrome Club. That's the FSS Club. Buy everything and then decide you don't care for it at all. Watch what I do. Take what I do and incorporate it or change it or alter it or expand upon it with what you do, or say, nope, I love watching you, Stacy, but this one's not for me. And that's okay. That's why crafting is the way it is, and it's all unique and individual, and everybody has their look and their feel and their vibe. And maybe sometimes you step out of that crafty box, because personally, I don't think there should be a box, but I want you to be successful. And that way, when you give that gift, that handmade gift, to that whomever is special enough to receive a handmade gift, and they open it and they go, "Oh, you made this for me." It's a moment. It is an absolute moment. And that moment, it is so much better to give than to receive. I think I get more pleasure out of giving, absolutely, than receiving. And I know you do too. So I have winner chicken dinner to talk about, and every week we announce 2 winners, and the way to do that is you can't leave a comment on the live chat. If you're joining me during the premiere and you see us live chatting away, well, and you can leave a comment on the live chat, that doesn't count. We'd love for you to say hello, but that doesn't put you in the running to be a winner chicken dinner. You have to look down. Look below me. There's a place to leave a comment below me, and you post something nice, we approve it, meaning my son, SMS guy James, will approve it, and then you go into the running to be a winner chicken dinner, where we give 2 gift cards away every single week. They're $25 gift cards, but that will change when we hit a momentous occasion. Like one is coming up. I'm almost to 500,000, almost 500,000 YouTube followers. That is beyond even what I could ever have possibly imagined. So every time we hit that new milestone, we give a little bit more away. So when we hit 500,000, we're going to do $500 worth of gift cards. You decide how we split it up. I leave that all up to you, but we'll talk about that when we get there. If we go to 600,000 when we get there, well, we'll give $600 worth of gift cards away. And if we get to 1 million followers, 1 million subscribers, we'll be doing $1,000. Now that could be one person winning $1,000. That could be 2 people winning $500. That could be 4 people winning $250, but we're not there yet. I'm getting ahead of myself. So I'm going to announce our winners from last week. These 2 lovely people left a comment that could be approved, meaning it has to be kind. Just be kind. Remember, I'm a person. I have feelings. Really, deep inside, they're there. So constructive criticism is always welcome. Snarky is not. So these 2 lovely people left a comment that could be approved. We have software that that randomly picks our winners. And our first winner from YouTube number 524 is Bliss. Bliss Capel? Hello, is that you, Bliss? Am I saying that correctly? Are you jumping up and down? Are you screaming right now? Is your family thinking that what's happened? Maybe your fur babies are next to you and going, ah, Mom, what are you doing? Well, you're just so darn excited, right? $25 is waiting for you in your online account. But you are not alone. We always do too. Our second winner is Carolyn. Carolyn Shima. Hello, Carolyn Shima. Did I say that close? I'm hoping I did. Carolyn, even if I didn't, you're going to forgive me because you are a winner chicken dinner. And maybe you are standing in front of your computer, your TV, your phone, your iPad, whatever device you are watching me on. Hopefully not a large screen TV. I don't have a soft focus on my camera. And I mean, the large screen TV is like, whoo, that's a lot of Stacy. So, Caroline, if you're watching me, however you're watching me, I hope you're doing a yay, but not the winner chicken dinner dance. It's not time. We're almost there. So, Bliss and Carolyn, you've got $25 in your online account to spend any way that makes your heart happy. Congratulations to the both of you. And now it's time to do winner chicken dinner. Are you ready? You're a winner, chicken dinner. You're a winner, chicken dinner. Wahoo, ka-choo for you. Congratulations to both of you. I hope you enjoy your winnings. And gosh, we're not too far away from 500,000. So maybe next YouTube, I don't know, maybe the next 1 or 2 YouTubes, we'll be giving away $500 worth of gift cards. All right, you guys. So I have got Creative Expressions. I've got Crafter's Companion. I've got Lisa Horton for you. I think we're going to start just talking about the inks a little bit. No, you know what? So for those of you who are new, my YouTubes are not scripted and they are not edited. What you see is what you get. And really, this is me. Come to our retail store. This is the same person you're going to get. So maybe I'll talk a little bit about the product really quickly. And then I'll start with the inks. I think that's the right way to go. All right, I'm gonna tilt on down. I'm gonna show you some samples and then we're gonna get started with the product. Now remember, I make nothing. Really, I make nothing. I teach you how to use everything, and at the end of the class, I will have the most stunning samples for you to look at. The SMS girls, everybody just rocked it. They just knocked it out of the park. So if you're watching us during the premiere, you cannot fast forward. But if you want to come back later because all you want to see are the samples, then you can go bzzz and skip over me entirely and look at the samples because they are well worth the price of admission today. All right, let's get started. It's good to see everybody. It is so late here. Oh my gosh. It's going to be sunrise before I get home. Okay, all right, let me show you some samples. So first, oh, I know, right? This is a Creative Expressions embossing folder that has a matching stencil to it. Isn't this beautiful? But then I have product from Crafter's Companion. So I think we're gonna make this today. I think I might make this because I just made this about 10 minutes ago. I was playing and I just made this. I thought, hey, that looks pretty good. Maybe we'll do that today. So I did make something. I guess I have to take it back. And then look at this. Is this just gorgeous? Look at the cut. It's just beautiful. The paper, the butterflies. Oh, it's stunning. Love, love, love. Okay, so what do we do to make all of that good stuff? Well, I'm gonna start with this box first because I'm not gonna be using it in today's class, but almost all of the samples were made using either this paper or the paper I'm gonna show you next. This is from Crafter's Companion. This is my special paper. Okay, there it is. Holy smokes, artichokes. I believe that there is 240 sheets, I think is what it is. 240 sheets of the most popular paper patterns that Crafters has ever done. 240 sheets of 6x6. Now, I believe that HSN is going to have this as well. They're going to have the 12x12. We can't ship 12x12. I can barely ship this. But if you love Crafter's Companion paper and you want every sheet of their most popular papers throughout their years, this is the stack for you. It is limited. This is a limited edition item. It comes in a beautiful box, a heavy box. The box is gorgeous. I cannot do any kind of a discount on this because the shipping on this is going to cost me a fortune. But I didn't want to not offer it, and the girls loved it. I mean, making all the samples, they went, oh my gosh, crazy for it. So it is part of the YouTube Yummies. We are limited as to how many we have, but if you prefer the 12x12, I do believe HSN is going to have it for you. All right, so that's the first item I want to talk about. Then I'm going to bring over, because I don't know that I'm going to use too much of this either, but the girls used it to make all the samples. So I am going to be using this item from Crafter's Companion today. I am going to be using this one. But to go with that set, it's called Vintage Rose. They have the 6x6 paper pad, double-sided, so pretty. Then they have the 8x8 vellum. This is their vellum, and it's absolutely stunning. It's just absolutely beautiful. Let me get a piece of white paper behind it. It is absolutely gorgeous. Their vellum is just magnificent. So I will have all of this, and the girls have used all of this for sample making. And then we have the luxury linen cardstock. And I might dip into this a little bit today. Maybe I get into this one a little bit today. I've got the luxury linen cardstock, which then coordinates with everything that's in the 6x6 paper pad and the 8x8 vellum. So the I Want It All bundle for today for Crafter's Companion is actually these 3 pieces plus the kit that I'm going to be using today. And I bought the card kit, but is it a card kit? Well, it is. I don't know that I would have called it a card kit. I would say the best of the collection is in here, is what I would say. They gave you the best of the best. So the I Want It All bundle is these 4 pieces. You can buy them open stock, absolutely. And then if you really love it, the My Special Papers, it is stunning. And I want to say it's like $36.99, something like that. I mean, I don't know where you could get this much paper for that kind of price. Just know it is heavy, and we will have to, the cost of shipping is why I can't discount it any further. You'll still get free shipping if you have over $50. Absolutely. That's our threshold for free shipping. So I'm going to start with this one, and then we're going to, well, no, I think I'm going to start with the inks. And then we'll move into the the Creative Expressions product. But before I go here, I think I am going to start with the inks because they are a very specialized ink. And I'm playing with Lisa Horton today. I have got her Cloud 9 Interference inks. I have chosen 10. There are, I believe, 24 colors of the Interference. I think it's 24 colors of the Interference. I know it's more than 10, but I went through and I chose colors that I felt really worked well together. I think at some point I'll go back through and I'll look at the colors one more time to make sure I didn't miss anything, but they can be a little repetitious, and I do want to show you how they work. We do have the ink pad and the re-inker for you, and yes, there is an I Want It All for them, and yes, they're on sale. So first thing I want to do is I want to let you know that I struggled with these for just a little bit. I did. Hold on, let me go back. So I struggled with these for just a little bit, not because the ink was difficult to use. That was very easy to use. I had to look at my daubers and the tools that I was using to put the ink on a little differently. This ink has two colors to it. It's definitely one color on white and a completely different color on black. So when you are using your daubers, your finger daubers, your blending tools, I don't know that I would use blending brushes with this. It is more of a pigment-based ink, and it does have mica in it. So using your blending brushes, unless you're prepared to clean your blending brushes every single time afterwards, I might go, I'm not so sure about the blending brushes. Now, everybody does things differently, and there may be somebody else out on YouTube who's using their blending brushes, and by all means, go right ahead. I found that using our foam daubers were much easier and made sure that it didn't goop up, and because of that mica, I didn't want to hurt the blending brushes. So I did struggle with these, and there's a really good reason I did. It is two distinctive colors. Green and pink, two distinctive colors. Not kind of a little bit of green and a little bit of pink. No, two distinctive colors, and all 10 pads that I have for you have two distinctive colors. So I'm going to tilt down and I'm going to show you, and you will see why I struggled just a little bit. Once I wrapped my head around it, I was good. But even today, even during this class, I might grab for the wrong dauber. It's possible. You think we're good? So the way the inks work is that the color in front is on white. The color in back is on black. I mean, that's pretty dramatic. Green to pink. The color in front is on white. The color in back is on black. That means the ink pad looks green. It looks green, and on a foam sponge or a dauber or even on a blending brush, it is green. That's where my struggle came in. When I was working with black, I knew I wanted the pink, so I was looking for a blending brush or looking for a dauber that had pink on it, when really I needed to look for the dauber that had green. You're like, wait, I don't get it. All right, let's just go one by one, and we'll take them and we're going to do a little bit of color with each so you can see the difference between the two. So I'm going to let that dry for just a minute, and it is more of a pigment-based ink. I'm going to let that dry. And then I'm going to come over here, and with the same ink, I got it on my fingers already. So can you see how wet that is? It is still drying. And as it dries, that pink will come up more and more and more. But these both came out of the same ink pad, which means when you go to grab your dauber, you're not grabbing it for your pink. You're not looking for your pink dauber. You're looking for your green dauber. Yes, see, and it's still drying. So it's a little slow to dry because it is more of a pigment-based ink. Let's go to our next color. I'm gonna do all the colors for you of the 10 that we've purchased, the 10 that we've brought in. So here's my color. There it is on black. There it is on white. Right? These are a world of difference. So the first color on my pad shows the red. The back color shows the yellowy gold, and that's the color it is on black. It's always the first color you see is on red, the second color is on black. So let's go here. Very pink. So it is a pink to a kind of a, maybe a periwinkle or blue. You see the difference? We're gonna keep going. I'm gonna do them all. So this one is a yellow to a pinky red. I would say absolutely swatch these out when you get them. Okay, let's keep going. So as this dries, the color comes up more and more and more. Look at the difference between them. It's dramatic. Okay, I'm going to turn this around. Well, maybe I'll just go down a little bit and turn this around. Yeah, that's what I'll do. So then my next color is pink champagne. We'll do it on black. And then we'll do it on white. And see that pink champagne, it dries to a green. That pink that's in there is gonna go away. See, all of these are starting to, they're dry. These are all dry. Well, that one's still a little wet. But the color is dramatic. Let's go here. Totally different. So I tried to bring in colors that I thought were different enough that gave you a nice little palette. But when some of the colors will overlap kind of in the interference look. So I will go back and I will look at all the colors to make sure that I didn't miss something. But I think that these 10, the first 10 that I brought in, are gonna be probably our go-to. We'll see. I will go back and have a really good look at them. But I wanted the difference to be enough. I didn't want you to have everything with a blue a blue on black or a gold on black or a red on black. I wanted you to have a nice little assortment of all the colors on black and all the colors on white. And I have one left, and unfortunately, I did not bring enough blending tools, so we're just gonna pop this guy off. Put him there and pop this one on and boop. So I'm hoping you can see how that interference works. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. These were our first colors. Same ink pad, just on black versus white. These are our second colors. And I think in totality, you have a really nice little spectrum here going on. You've got beautiful metallics in the interference, and you've got a nice little palette of colors to play with in the regular. So knowing that, this is what you want to think about when you're purchasing this ink. It is a pigment-based ink. It says dye pigment. It's not so much dye. It's definitely more pigment-based ink, and it takes a while. It can take a while for it to dry. On the white paper, it seems to dry a little bit better. On the black, because of that iridescence, I can still see that it's wet in places. So that means it's ideal for embossing powder too. Just know that it's more pigment than it is dye based. That's not bad. That means it blends beautifully together, and you can then make your own colors. But I wanted to give you an idea of what these look like to begin with. Now, with that being said, and I do have for you like the color combos. So you can see white versus dark paper, just so you can get a feel. So I do have this for you, just so you can see. And these are the colors that I'm using today. Now, these may not be the colors that make your heart happy. Lisa does have more. I just want to make sure that I'm not overlapping too much so that you end up with too many colors that are similar. All right, so I'm going to put that there for now. And then I'm going to bring over what they call the card kit from Crafter's Companion. This is all the goodness that, so their collections, this is the Vintage Rose collection. All of their collections from Crafter's Companion comes with so much stuff. There's dies and embossing folders and stamps and paper and vellum and cardstock and more, and just a lot. I wanted the best out of the collection for you. So I brought in the 6x6 paper, the vellum, the 8x8 vellum, and the coordinating cardstock, because those are musts. If you love Crafter's Companion, then those are just an easy must do because the paper is so beautiful. But when I went through all of the other product, I'm like, man, there's things I like about it, but I didn't like every single SKU. So they said, well, we have this kit here. I'm like, a kit? I've never seen the kit before. They're like, yeah, we have this kit here. You want to look at that? And I'm like, yeah, I want to look at that. Hello. Inside the kit is a 3D embossing folder. We're going to be playing with this today. Inside the kit is the stamp set, and it's lovely. So it was like getting the best of the best in one package. And I left everything else behind. So I brought in the stamp set. I brought in the embossing folder, which, well, darker paper, the stamp set, and I brought in one of the dies because that's what's in the kit. And I felt that this was a good representation to give you what you need to make that paper sing. The 3D embossing folder is stunning. And I think that is where we're going to start today, is playing with this kit. And I'm predominantly going to be playing with white or black paper today because, well, that's what the inks look amazing on. Oh yeah, so you can see as they dry, they just get more and more and more vibrant. Pretty, pretty, pretty. So I'm going to start with the embossing folder. We'll see. I might do it twice. And then I'm going to move to the stamp. I'm not sure if I'm going to die cut today, but I'm definitely going to play with the embossing folder and maybe the stamp. And let's get a couple sheets of paper in white and black and see what we see. I'm just going to cut it in half because I want to use that embossing folder. So let's start with the embossing folder. I've got a 3D embossing folder. I'm going to stick my white paper right inside. They do index their embossing folders, and what that means is that they've printed the name of the collection or their logo, whatever it is, they've printed on the front telling you that this is the side up. Now, embossing folders, there is no standard embossing folder in the industry, where with dies, there's very little difference between the thickness of manufacturer's dies. Very little, like to the 100th of a millimeter difference. But embossing folders, there can be a world of difference. So when you're running this through your die cutting machine, whether it be a Big Kick, a Big Shot, a Vagabond, a Pro, a Plus, a Fold Away, a Platinum 6, a Platinum 8, a Gemini, all of them are going to have a slightly different sandwich because every machine is slightly different and every embossing folder is slightly different. So I've brought over my Sizzix Big Shot machine, and I'm using the manual machine because it's the one that I use most. It does have a crank on it. Right there. And for this embossing folder, you're going to have to play a little bit. Your machine is going to come with a base platform, hello base platform, and a solo shim. And this is your standard platforms if you're doing a wafer style die. If you're doing a 3D embossing folder though, it can vary wildly from not having to use this at all to not using this and putting this down with just one cutting plate, to some of them you have to use 2 cutting plates and no shim. Some of them you have to use the shim and 1 cutting plate. It's just, it's the wild, wild west when it comes to standardized embossing folders. It would be wonderful if there was such a thing. I'm not holding my breath. So I wanted to work with the embossing folder, and I did play around with a little bit just to make sure what my sandwich was going to be. So typically you would have these two together for a wafer die, and normally for a wafer style die, you would have a cut plate, your die, and your top plate, and you would send it on through. Now with a Big Shot machine or a switch machine, the machine won't take it. It literally will not fit. It will not take it. And that means my sandwich is too thick. So then I start backing things off. Well, let's keep those together, but let's take a clear plate off and let's see what happens. And now I send it through, and it takes it just fine. And I have got a beautiful, they put theirs on the back side. Why would they do that? Okay, their indexing is on the back side. Why would they do that? Crafter's Companion, why did you put that on the back side and not the front side? On this embossing folder, the index is on the back side, giving you the debossed side, when most of us want the beautiful embossed side. It's gorgeous, right? Now that was with my base platform and my solo shim and my embossing folder straight onto my solo shim and a cut plate. But what if I was to take that solo shim off? Then what happens? Well, now that I know that that's the back side, I'm gonna flip it around. Well, it doesn't matter, I'm on white paper, but this time no solo shim, and 2 cutting plats. And again, this is a no-go. My machine is saying, absolutely not, don't even try. So if I back that off and I do just my base platform with my 3D embossing folder and my cutting plate, and now it's saying, oh, this is too easy. There's no tension in this at all. That's not gonna work either. So the machine will tell you what works and what doesn't work. I got nothing out of that. I got nothing. So you only have so many options, and taking the shim off, putting the shim off, using 2 plates, using 1 plate, it will eventually tell you what you need to do. And because every embossing folder is slightly different, you might want to just make a little note somewhere that, okay, well, Sizzix embossing folders, they needed to be on this platform, no bottom plate, just the embossing folder and 1 cut plate. But for Crafter's Companion, you need the solo shim. You may just want to jot it down somewhere so that every time you're playing with somebody else's a different embossing folder, you don't have to redo the sandwich all over again and try and figure out what it is you did. So I'm going to send it on through. It rolls through. It's got nice tension, but it's not hard. You can see I'm able to roll through pretty darn easy. And I get a beautiful image. And it really is 3D. And how do you know it's 3D? Because you can see a shadow. That means the depth is high enough to cast a shadow. So I've got 2 of them here, and maybe I'll just do 1 in black while I'm here. I don't understand why they put this on the back side. I don't. I'm gonna ask. That's gonna be my question. Hello, Kimberly. Bring, 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 bring. Hello, Crafter's Companion. Why did you do that? Is there a reason? Most people index on the front. That way you know it's the front. Maybe they just like to be different. Okay, I do too. I like to be different. I get that. All right. Now it is wrinkling at the bottom, and that's because my paper is too long, but I'm going to be fine with that. When I'm done, I'm going to cut that wrinkle right off and be perfectly okay with it. So I've got a couple pieces of paper to play with, and I think then I'm going to bring over my stamp. I love the stamp set. It's a beautiful little stamp set. It gives you a lot of little things to work with. The script, the flourishes, happy birthday. You've got little splatter dots on it. I think it's a really nice all-over stamp set. It's a good, well-designed stamp set. And I'm going to take it and I'm going to bring over my color box, my waterproof ink. It's not permanent, it's waterproof. There's a difference. This is not a pigment-based ink or a permanent type ink, meaning it's not an alcohol-based ink. This is waterproof, which means I can use it with my alcohol ink markers, with watercolor pencils, with straight watercolor, anything I want to use, and it's not going to get smudgy. I'm not going to add the water and then everything gets smudgy. I'm going to bring over my gush pad. My gush pads are coming back. They're on order. They'll be back in stock. Yay. And I'm going to bring over one of my clear blocks. So the stamp I'm working with is an acrylic. No, this feels like photopolymer. It's a clear stamp. I don't know if it says, does it say photopolymer on here or not? Yes, it felt photopolymer. This is a photopolymer stamp, and it's a clear stamp, which means it clings on and off of different materials like plastic. There's no sticky on the back side. It's not like there's a glue on here or an adhesive. It just nicely clings to another piece of acrylic, and that's what these blocks are. Now, if you don't have a set of blocks, but you do have a Big Shot machine or any die cutting machine, you can absolutely use your cutting pad as a block for your stamp. Blocks can be very inexpensive or really expensive depending on where you're getting them from. We carry, and I don't know that we have any left, but we carry the Couture Creations block set, and it was super inexpensive. You get all the different sizes, and I want to say it was like $15 for everything, where there are some blocks out there, just the size alone is $15, and it came in this cute little foamy. So I don't know that we have any left, but you might be able to find them out on the market. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to ink this up with my color pad. And I'm just going to give a nice ink. Ink, ink, ink. And I'm going to come in here, and even though I've embossed it, I'm going to just give a couple little stamps here and there. I can do them, and I'm not trying to get it perfect. I want it kind of hodgepodgey and mishmashy. See, I want that. See that big old hole? I wanted that big old hole. I didn't stamp it hard enough to get the whole stamp. I wanted that vintagey kind of look. Kind of shabby chic. And I'm going to stamp it literally right on top of some of my All right, well, we'll try that. You know what? I'm going to do it this one too. We'll see which one I like better. No, I think I'm going to leave it. Okay, so I've got two of them that I've stamped. Maybe I like that one better. I think I'm going to play with this one, where I've got the image just kind of stamped right on top. Right on top of my embossing. Now I have the opportunity to go in and use my inks to color. So what color do I want to make my flower? Do I want it pink? Maybe I go a little bit here, and I'm just going to take my foam and I'm going to just go over my big flower. Not too heavy. And just go over my big foam, my big flower. That looks pretty good. And I'm just hitting my big flower. Now I'm on white, so if I were to do it on black, just keeping everything apples to apples. So if I was on black, I'd have a blue flower. If I'm on white, I have a pink flower. Now, maybe I come in with a little bit darker pink and go a little bit over the top of it. to add a little bit of depth. And maybe I do some of my little buds in this one as well. And I'm not trying to be perfect. I do kind of have to move it around so I can see where my embossed image is, and that's more about my age than anything else. And I've got a little bud here. And a little flower up here. And a little bud right there. So now I've kind of hit all the little floral areas. And maybe I come back and put a little bit of that other on it just to okay. So here's my white so far. Here's my black. Let's throw that darker pink, just like we did on the other. So we are apples to apples. And because this one goes from pink to kind of a silvery green, that's what I have. Kind of a silvery green. It's not pink at all. Now these are from the same ink pads and dramatically different. Then I'm going to come in and I want to do all my green. So this is where the white and the black, I have to remember that if I want green here on my white, I look for an ink pad that starts in a green color. But if I want green here, I look for an ink pad that ends in green in my color. You get where I'm feeling it? You got it? I'm so quick to just grab that I had to think, okay, well, I want green here. So let's see which green I like better. And to make my greens work, because I don't have a stencil to go on top of this, and the leaves and the stems are fine. You don't want to just rub an ink pad over the top of it. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use, let's see if I can find my green. Green. I'm going to use Fantastics. Now these have been around for forever. They're not foam. They're not a brush. They come in a bullet and they come in a pointy tip. You use one per color family. They don't ever go bad. You don't sharpen them or anything like that. And they move ink. They're not a stubby, like what you would use for using a colored pencil with Gamsol. That's not this either. They're a little different. And they've been around on the market literally forever. And they allow you to go in and pick up ink and then come in and color. And that's what I want to do. I want to be specific where I place my color. I don't want to press too hard because I want that embossing feature to still be there. I'm just lightly going over the top of it. Now, could you do this with a finger dauber? Maybe, but some of these lines on the stems are so thin that going in with a Fantastics is a little bit easier. Not a paintbrush. You can't go in with a paintbrush into this because we're not picking anything up. You need something that's going to be firm so that you can get it down but not so hard that when you put it down, it makes a blob. So again, these have been on the market for, I can't even tell you how many years. And they're just a super easy way to color, especially a 3D embossing folder where you want to be specific about where you're putting that color. So now my leaves are starting to come to life. See, I'm not making a mess. I do have to decide where my embossing is. And I can just go around if I think that there's an embossing. I got that one. I can just go around and color my whole without making a mess. And it almost has a watercolory look to it. And even if I did it in pink, I'm just coming back over it, over the pink, and just hitting it. Super easy to use. Super easy to use. But if I wanted to do green here, see, if I use this one, looking at it, I'm going to get blue. I have to find one that has a green on the end. This is where I had to give some thought, because when you open it up, you don't go and grab your green stick. You grab your yellow stick. You're like, wait, what? If I grab my green stick and put it in here, well, green and yellow, it'll blend, but I'm looking for my yellow stick because it's the yellow ink on the top on white paper. This is yellow. But on black paper, it's green. So you pull your yellow stick and you go in and you can do the same thing. And you can go in and hit all your areas just like I did before. Just like I was doing before. Had I grabbed my green, I was using this one, right? I was using this one because it's green, but had I gone in and grabbed color, I would have grabbed blue, because that is the color. That is the color on my lid. The lids play a very important part of using these. First color, white. Second color, black. You have to look at the color of your pad and grab the right color of whatever you're going to do, whatever you're blending. I wouldn't want to grab this blue. See, I'm thinking, oh, I want blue. I'm going to grab right there, open it up and grab this blue. No, I need to open it up and grab this green if I'm putting it on black to get my blue. It took me a moment to get it under control, to finally fully understand it. So let's do this one really quick too. We'll do this one and I'll do it in maybe slightly different colors and then we'll come back and we'll finish. I'm not done, we'll finish. But let's do this one in maybe slightly different colors. How about we do it in that red? Now I'm on white. So I've got my main color here. And I just want to get it around. If I go out of the lines, I'm going to be fine with that. Okay, so pretty. And then I want a yellow. I'm going to keep this here. How about a yellow? I need yellow to be in front. I have two choices. I don't know, I think that's actually maybe too bright of a yellow. Let's go back and let's use this one. Yellow. Yeah, that's a warmer yellow. I might even just add a little bit of yellow to my rose. Just to warm it up just a little bit. Pretty. And maybe I take just a little bit of my red. So it doesn't look like much now. Maybe I take a little bit of my red. Oh, maybe I use my sticks. I come in with my red. Maybe add a little red and my yellow. Kind of blend them together. A little bit of red. Okay. Add a little bit more red to this one maybe. All right. And now I want to add green again. This time I think I'll try this green. Is that the green I tried for? Yeah, this green. We'll try this green. And I grab one of my green sticks. And I just go in and use it almost like it's a crayon. You don't want to press too hard because because you don't want to lose all the embossing detail, but it just really goes over it so easily. And I just color away. So if you're doing an embossing folder or something you want to be very specific about your color, the little sticks, these Fantastics, are an easy way to make it happen. You may already own them. They have been on the market forever. And they work great with the Lisa Horton inks. And in no time at all, I'm adding color all the way around. And I'm not making a mess. I want maybe a little more red. Hello, red. Now I have to find the one that has the red in the beginning at the front. And I've got a leaf here. And the stem here. There, I think I've got it pretty good. So now I have two of them in two different colors. And if I wanted to come back on this one and add some more color, I absolutely could. I just have to decide which color I want to add. I think I started with, did I start with this one? Yeah, I started with this one. And I could come in. And just hit it with a little bit more color. And I think I'm good. Now what I can do is take my little foamy, and I've got my little blending mat here. I'm just gonna make a shabby chic. So I'm just gonna go in here and kind of get some of that off, and I'm just gonna kind of hit just around it just a little bit. I've got my blending tool, which lets me pick up my ink. I'm just going to hit a little bit around it. Oh, I've got another green right there. Green siding, green siding. Right there. And maybe I want to add some, I don't know, well, you know me and yellow. So let's put my lid on this one, and let's grab one that starts in yellow, which would be, not that one, would be this one. Because it's yellow to green. So I'm just daubing off a little bit of my color so I don't get too much on. I can always add more color. It's a lot harder to pull it off once you've got it on. And just kind of swiping it all over. And then maybe a little more yellow. And I'm just taking that yellow and kind of going all over my entire design. I want to leave it a little shabby chic. I think I'm going to stop there. And let's bring back this one. And while I've got my yellow out, a little bit of yellow. And because yellow is a great blending color, I can basically go over my entire image. Okay, I want to leave it a little shabby chic, and then the red. Is that my pink? Nope, that's my red. Good. My red. Blending so I can pull it up. Grab some of that yellow again. I missed my stem down here in green. I'm just going to grab my little green stick. Find a color that starts in green. And fix it. They are so pretty when they're done. And by adding that stamped element to it, it really does give it that shabby chic look. Do you think we're done? I don't know that I went down quite far enough here. A little bit more yellow. Go back and fix my green. All right, I think I'm going to call it done. Right lid. Yes, correct lid. Now, when I trim them out, that's going to change everything. This little kit from Crafter's Companion, this little card kit, is beautiful. This is just white paper and some ink and some stamping. So now I'm going to cut away some of the stamped area. Which is going to give it that vintagey. Look at how pretty is that? Oh my gosh. I love them. and they were simple to do. I don't know that I used colors that'll work, but I don't know that I didn't. Okay. Okay, I'm good with that. That works for me. So even though I didn't use I didn't use their paper or I didn't use their inks. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm using the paper. Oh, maybe we go this way and then this way. Let's put it down and let's see. This is the vintage rose coordinating cardstock that goes with the 6x6 paper pad and the vellum. I didn't use any of this, but boy, this sure does look pretty. So let's mat this one, and then I'll see if I can mat the second one out of the same, using the same paper pad. Wow, that worked out well. And I didn't even try. I struggle with paper. It's probably the hardest thing for me is to find correct paper. Now you would do a better job of taping down than I am. I just want to get this down so I can trim it out and mat it and show you. Okay, now I'm going to trim it out. I fussy cut. You all use a trimmer, I know. Just close your eyes. Some people say they absolutely cringe when they watch me do this. Not too bad. Let me go back just a little bit. Not too bad. And then let's do the second mat. A wash, rinse, and repeat. And we're sure we want the yellow, right? Do we want the yellow? Do I have a couple colors of green in here? Oh, I think I like it on the green. I'm going to go with the green on this one. I thought I liked the yellow, but I changed my mind. So using the stamp, the embossing folder, the Lisa Horton inks as their normal color, not their interference color, although you do get some very pretty shine going on. A shimmer, absolutely. Once we've done this, we're going to move to black paper. Line it on up. And fussy cut it out. Freehand it. And voila. That little card kit is just magic. And then of course it still has the die. And I didn't even use that yet. All right, I'll put this one aside. We'll do this one later. When I say we, I mean somebody else. One of the girls will finish it. But I love it, and I thought it was so easy. And it really shows off how useful those inks can be, that they don't have to just be in interference ink. They can be used for multiple things. All right, let's move on. So like I said, I probably wasn't going to use the vellum pad for the coordinating vellum pad or the 6x6, but a lot of the samples were made with this. So these are the two, the 6x6, the vellum, and then I did break into, what do they call this? The luxury cardstock pack. Yes, so that everything coordinates. And all of that goes with the Vintage Rose. They call it a card kit collection. It's got the stamp, it's got the 3D embossing folder, and it's got the die all in one. All right, so let's see what else we're gonna do. Pretty. Okay, I think I'm going to bring over the Creative Expressions embossing folders and stencils. Boy, do I have a mess going on in front of me, but that's what crafting is. It's a little bit of happiness. All right, so I have got two new embossing folders, 3D embossing folders from Creative Expressions that have layering stencils. So instead of it just being a single stencil, there's two to get the look. These have launched already. You may already own them. You may have never seen them before. The I Want It All bundle is the two embossing folders and the two layering stencils. They are absolutely drop dead gorgeous. And I'm gonna do, I think I'll do one in black and I'll do one in white. So again, stencils are the embossing folders, every manufacturer is a little bit different, and I don't know if these are going to be the same sandwich that I did with the Crafter's Companion, or if Creative Expressions are a little bit thicker, a little bit thinner. Don't know, we're gonna try. And then we'll get to the stencil. So I think I'm going to do both of them in white and both of them in black, and then we'll go from there. Now, they don't index theirs at all, which I actually think I might prefer versus indexing the back on the back side. So when you put it in, if you're using just cardstock, same on both sides, it's not gonna matter how you put it in. However, if you're using a patterned piece of paper and you want that patterned piece of paper to be the side that has the emboss up, when you open it, you're going to look for the side where the images are debossed, where they're down in, versus the side where they're raised up. This is raised up, this is sunken in. Your pattern paper will always go face up to you with the sunken side of the embossing folder up top. So if I wanted to take and make this my pattern paper, and I wanted that embossing to be coming through, so it's on this is the pattern that I want to see, this is the paper I want to see on my finished card or layout, I would feel for the side that is embossed, that's raised up. That's the bottom. Put your pattern paper with the pretty side up and close it up, and then you've got the right sandwich. That way the bottom that is embossed up pushes through the bottom of this paper into the void here and makes your embossing. Use cardstock, easy peasy, you don't have to worry about it. So I'm gonna do two white and two black. And they feel very similar, the two companies. So I'm gonna try the exact same sandwich that I had before. And that would be my base platform that comes with your machine. my solo shim that comes with your machine, my embossing folder with no plate down, no cutting pad down, and then a cutting pad over the top. So it's only one cutting pad. And let's see what happens. Well, it's a little bit tighter, but it feels pretty good. It's a little bit tighter than the Crafter's Companion, but it still feels pretty good. Oh yeah. Look at that. And how do you know it's 3D? Because it casts a shadow. Yay. All right, so let's do 2, and then I'll do 2 in black. No, I'll just do this one in white, and I'll do the other one 2 in black. Or do I want this one in black? Oh, decisions. Let's do 1 in 1. Now I'm using 80-pound paper. You could use heavier paper, 100-pound, absolutely. You could mist your paper before you send it through. They say that kind of softens the fibers and gives you a better embossing. It's up to you if you want to try it and see if it works for you. Let's send it on through. Okay, so now I have 1 in white and 1 in black. And let's do the other embossing folder. Same thing, 1 in white, 1 in black. Nope, I'm gonna need that right over the top. And let's send it on through. And that will give me 1 and 1. Definitely a little tighter, but still goes through fine. Ooh. Okay, let's do the black. And then we're gonna color. They're beautiful just on their own. Holy smokes, look at the definition on that. Is that crazy good? How do we ever go back to, it's hard to go back to a 2D embossing folder, but I suppose if you don't want something that has too much height, a 2D embossing folder would be the way to go. So I have both embossing folders. In white and in black. Now I need to bring over the stencils. So each embossing folder has its own set of stencils. And the stencils are a 2-layering stencil. 2. Do I have any washi tape with me? That's a really good question. Do I have a little itty bitty tiny bit? Because I'm going to need to tape everything down. All right, so let's start. Do we want to do, I think we'll do this one second. And we'll do this one first. So the embossing folder was made to have the main flowers as one element, the leaves as another element. And then down at the bottom, they've given you the centers for your flowers so that you can go in and do your centers should you want your centers a different color. Now let's say I start with the white. And on, do they tell you what? Oh, they do. Boy, is it small. Holy smokes, you guys. Okay, so they did number the centers, and they numbered the flowers, but with my age, I can't see what those numbers are. They're just too, I'm gonna guess when I get to doing the centers. So I'm gonna line mine up. Let's tape my paper down. And then let's put my stencil over the top. Line it on up. And let's tape that down too. I think I just moved it a little bit. That looks pretty good. Now, because the stencils are cut to the exact design, you don't need to worry about orientation of do you need to have like a little bit of ink on the outside so you can reline up. These are cut to, the stencils are cut to fit the exact shapes. So what color do we want to do these in? How do we feel about blue? Oh, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4. At least on the stencil, I can see the numbers a little bit better. They have them numbered here too. I would encourage them to make the numbers a little bit bigger. And I'm just hitting it with my Lisa Horton ink. I'm on white paper, so I'm getting the color. Okay, blue. Do I want to do any other color? Do I want to hit it with anything else? Where's my blender? Hello, blending. Where'd you go? Right here. Because I'm not sure about this. I'm going to hit it with a little bit darker teal. Just to give a little bit more definition. I'm not doing my whole flower in the teal. I'm just hitting it here and there. And you can see I'm still picking up from there. That's the beauty of that blending mat. Also from Creative Expressions. I don't waste any ink. Okay, well, I did it now. And then I pull up And poof, it's beautiful. No fuss, no muss, perfectly colored. And then I come back with my leaves. And again, I don't have to worry about lining up a registration because these are cut to fit perfectly to the stencil, to the embossing folder. Line it up. I think that looks pretty good. I don't want to see any blue. And then I think I'm going to come in with the lighter green and then go to the dark green. So I'm going to bring my blending tool back over. And if I need to, wipe it down so I have some more room. It's just a baby wipe. Clean my palette. Turn it over. And right over the top. And easy peasy. And you can see a little ink goes a long way. I just keep tapping in and pulling off. And I've got some a little darker, some a little lighter. And I don't want it to all be the same color. I want to have that depth perception so that my eye has something to be drawn into. I could go in if I wanted to and just do a little, oh no, that's yellow, can't do that. See, I almost did that. See, I see the green. No, no, no. It would have to be this one. Maybe that was my lighter green. Just adding a little shadow. Okay, I'm done. Stop. Okay. And then it has the word hi down here. I'm not going to do that. What do we think? Do we like it? It's beautiful. It really is beautiful. And where, hello green, where, no, some of my stems didn't get quite done, and just go in and fill them in. Not all my stems were done. So if I want to go back, can't use a paintbrush because we're not using paint. I can just go back in and draw them in. Just hit right on the top of the embossing without making a mess. And put them right back on in. And then I can come, do I want to do the, boy, these are hard for me to see, I'm going to tell you. I think I'm just going to guess. I think I might just guess. Where's the embossing folder? Let's see if I can see them on the embossing folder. No. So, okay, so here's one. Here's one. Okay, so 1 and 1. So this one must fit here. And I think I'm going to take that really dark teal and I'm going to use the kind of the brush tip. And put it, oh, I did it! I did it! Wait, I gotta zoom down. I did it! So on the stencil, it's marked 1, so 2 is over here, 2 is there, so I know this one lays there. All right, if you could just make them a little bit bigger, that would be amazing. That's the green, Stacy. Don't do the green. Put your lid back on the green. I'm like, that looks really green to me. So I put my green, my teal in my green. There we go. Wipe it off and start again. Okay, yay, there's 2. Okay, so then 3 is up here, 3 is there, so this one goes here. So when I first saw these, they hadn't added this element yet. They just had it, the flowers. And I'm like, no, we need the centers. The centers are important, 4 and 4. They're like, well, but it's already designed. I said, I hear what you're saying, but we want the centers. So they had to figure out how to go back in and add the centers. Because I think it makes a difference when you have the centers versus when you don't. Now you can like it one way, you can like it the other. One time you may do it the one way, another time you might do it another way. But I like options. And when they showed me these the first time, I'm like, well, where are the centers of the flowers? Oh, I'm getting it. I think the rain in Spain has fallen on the plane. I think I've almost got it. So this is 6, this is 6. And I don't even need to mask anything off. Gosh, we've had these Fantastics for forever. And because it's not a paintbrush and because it's not foam, it's not a sponge, I asked Imagine Crafts, well, what are they made of? And they told me stuff. Jeff said they're made with stuff. I'm like, okay, Jeff, that's what I'm going to tell him. But they work beautifully, and I always forget to pull them out when I want to do detailed coloring using ink. Oh, what do we think? You can even see a little bit of that blue on the green where I put that darker. Oh my gosh, do you like it? I think it's beautiful. Let's do it. Let's do it one more time. Let's do it one more time. This time I'm going to do it all in one color. So I'm going to wipe these off. I'm going to do it all in one color. So I'm just going to wipe them off with my baby wipe. Wipe it off with my baby wipe. Gosh, you could go in there and mask out and have all your flowers different colors. The samples the girls did with these are beautiful. Paper towel. stencil's clean again. I'm gonna put it, let's tape down my black paper. Let's put the lids on my things. If you saw my desk, you'd be going, yikes. Or you'd be going, oh, good to know I'm not the only one. A messy desk is a desk that is in the middle of some creativity. Put back up a little. There we go. Tape it down. I think I'm gonna tape it down on the sides. Got plenty of room on the sides. And then my embossing folder, or my stencil. It can only go one way. If it doesn't fit this way, and it doesn't fit this way, and it doesn't fit this way, it will fit easy peasy. And the design is big enough that it's not hard to figure out what the correct way for your stencil to go is. Think I got it lined up? That looks pretty good. I'm going for it. And I want, no, I don't want green. Do I want the yellow? I think that's the color I want. I think it's the blue that I want. You're like, blue? I don't want blue. You're not gonna see the blue on the black. I know, but the blue goes to this goldy, rich color that I wanna see. So I can't grab like my yellow. I have to find my blue because that is going to show kind of this yellowy, richy color on my paper. I was so grabbing this, thinking, okay, well, I want that color, so I need this one. And it's like, no, Stacy, stop. I wonder if that's the color. It's, no, maybe it is this one. Oh, I bet it's this one. Well, let's try again, because I'm not crazy about that. It's not the right intensity. Okay, move that out of the way. Where's the lid? Anybody seen? Oh, there's the lid. Let's try again. So this one I need the red. Oh, that's it. That's what I want. I'm probably going to make mud on this one, but we're going to try it. See, I'm making mud, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm just going to wipe it off and keep going. Oh, I love this color. Oh, see, I love the color. Yay. All right, let's go ahead. Oh, I moved it just a little bit. Oh, well. Let's go ahead and do the leaves. This time I'll try not to move it. And because I'm on black, I have to look at one that ends in green, but the sponge I need to use has to be yellow. So I either need to use the green sponge. Nope, that's not right. That won't give it to me. Nope. So that is green. That is this the only one that goes to green? That goes to yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, this is my one that goes to green. This is the only one that I have that goes to green. The rest of them go to a different shade of something. And because I want it to go to green, what's the color that it starts out as? Yellow. What's the foamy that I have to use? Yellow. I'm not going to go in there and grab my green. I need to grab my yellow. And then when I put it on, it will change to green. Well, there we go. And as it dries, the green will become more prominent. Oh, that looks good. Do we want to add the centers or are we good? I know my gut says, Adam. But I know time says, don't. Let's move on to the next one. So pretty. Okay, so then we have the other embossing folder. And I have it in white. And I have it in black. I'm gonna put these out of my way. We want to do white first. Again, big areas, easy to line up, not difficult at all. The embossing folders, I believe, retail for $8, which for a 3D embossing folder is a holy smokes artichokes price. And then I think the stencils are $6.75. I don't think we're selling. I think we might be only be doing it as the stencil and the embossing folder together, because we're limited as to how much quantity we have of both of them. So you don't have to get the I Want It All bundle. You can just get one set if you want, but you'll be getting the stencil and the embossing folder. Okay, right over the top. Yeah, creative expressions. You have got tons of empty space here so that you could make those numbers much bigger and much easier for us to see. I know this is your first endeavor at doing this, so I think you did an amazing job, but now that I'm working with them, that's what I would say. Make those numbers bigger so that those of us Those of us who are ladies of a certain age have a better chance of seeing the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, I just shifted that. So that our centers were easy to see where the centers go. I feel like I'm off just a little bit. All right, let's go for it. And what colors do we want these? So now we look at the front color. So maybe we'll do a little bit of yellow. And then the secondary color that I want, maybe I'll do a little bit of pink. Look at how easy is this? I'm just darkening up some of the color so I have some shadow. Okay, first one's done. It's that fast, it's that simple. Oh my gosh, and it looks so good. Okay, now I need the stems. So this one, I'm definitely going to do those centers. It definitely needs the centers. And I don't have to worry about it, the orientation or having it, putting it exactly down where the alignment, exactly where it was, because the stencil is meant to go over the entire thing. And I do not want to do the hello. I cannot tell on white paper if I'm there or if I'm not. Let's tape it down. I'm not sure I'm 100% lined up. It's a little hard for me to see because it's white paper. But they kind of click into place. You know what? What if I take just a little bit of green? Now I can see where I need to be. So I'm good there. I'm just going to take a little bit of green just so I can see. Oh, and I was good there. All right, I'm good. I'm lined up. Let's try. Now I'm looking for one that starts in green. Or maybe I want this one. And I'm just going right over all my areas. Okay. Oh! Yay! Now on this stencil, what I want to show you is that quite a bit of it is not in the stencil. See all that white? If you want that white to be done, you're going to come back with your little brush stick, and I would definitely use the pointy, not the bullet. I would definitely use the pointy, because I can go in here and I can draw in. I can just lightly over the top. I'm only hitting where the embossing is. And just like we did with the stencil from Crafter's Companion, I'm going to draw in some of this that wasn't part of the original stencil. Now my guess is the embossing folder was designed before the stencil, and the embossing folder's lines are too thin on the stems for the stencil to work. There has to be a certain thickness for stencil lines to be, or that you just can't get any ink through them. So you can go back in and just hit it here and there without making a mess, just to add a little bit of that color back in. And I can only surmise. I didn't design it, so I'm not sure. But that would be my best guess, is that the embossing folder was done first and the stencils were done after the fact. But adding some of these lines back in just helps a little bit, so that it's not so empty in spaces. And it's not hard, and it doesn't take much, but it makes a world of difference adding some of that in towards the bottom and above. Now, if you don't feel like going in with the stencil to add the color back in, you can absolutely just take one of your little spongies, one of your little Fantastics, or something that makes your heart happy. And they're pretty simple to just add in on your own. These are a little bit easier than the others. The others had a couple different shapes to go in there. Let's add some more. Let's grab that yellow. It's this yellow. Let's grab, I don't know if this is yellow or not, but we're gonna go for it. It's yellowy red. So because these are bigger, and this I would use the dome for. For all the detail work, I used the brush tip. And that's just kind of the shape of it. It's not that it is an actual brush. And I can't tell you exactly what these are made out of, but they work beautifully and they last forever. You don't like sharpen them or anything, and you don't have to clean them if you don't want to. It's like one for every color family. And bam. But let's do it in black. What did I do with my other two? Oh, I put them up here. Okay, so I've got them there. So let's do it in black. I've got it right here in black. And let me wipe down the stencil, or are we just gonna go for it? Now black, I can see it a little bit easier. And what color do we want to make these? Maybe purple and blue? Do something completely different? So this starts as pink, and on black it's purple. So I need to find my pink blending. I need to find my pink one. Even though we don't want pink, we want the purple. And I've got my blending mat over here just so I don't put too much on. I want to have control over how much ink I'm using, but I don't want to waste my ink, so I can consistently and constantly be picking it up over here and adding it. All right, let's give that a try. And then that was purple. And then let's go to blue. So my blue, nope, see, this starts as blue and goes to yellow. This one starts as green and goes to blue. I gotta get a green one. And then as it dries, the color comes up. As it dries, ooh, the color comes up. Okay, that's very lovely. Now let's do the stems, which I then have to start with. I have to find a one that ends in green. So this is a little harder for me. I need to end in green. So I need my yellow, because this yellow ends in green. I think I'm going to do what I did last time. I'm just going to put a little bit of it down just so it's easier. You're like, but that's a yellow pad. It is, but on black, it's not. I'm just going to put a little bit down. Just so it's a little easier for me to line it up. There we go. That looks good there. I think that looks good. Oh, Stacy. Yeah, that looks good there. I'm going to go for it. Right now it's only black paper. And I need to take my yellow sponge. So it's like working in backwards. It took me a little time to get used to it. Because when this goes down, it should go down as green. Now I'm blending my colors a little bit, I know, but I'm fine with that. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. It's not what you would expect, right? Not even a little bit. And then I can come in and I want yellow. So I'm gonna pick this one and I'm gonna grab that stick, which is right here. And let's see what happens. I'm gonna put some and I'm gonna hope it turns a little yellow. We'll see, might stay red. So these ones are simple to do. This one, because the sizing and the orientation of them was a little differently, I absolutely wanted to use my stencil. This one, a little bit easier. Okay, so I've done that. Now I want to go back to my green, which is here. I know it's yellow, but on black it's green. And I can draw in. So I think I'll do one side with the stems and one side without, so you can see the difference. And I'm just hitting over the top of my embossing. And where it's embossed, the ink is staying. And because I'm not pressing down so hard, where it's not embossed, it's not hitting the bottom of the paper. And I'm just going to do one side so then you can see what the other side looks like without coming back and hitting it. Okay, I think that's good. So this side, I've done the extra too. This side, I haven't. Can you see the difference? And my red turned yellow. So there's a big difference just going back in there and hitting it. This side, you don't have any of the stems coming down. Here you've got all the greenery showing. And it doesn't take much to do. And these interference inks are super cool. You just have to remember, are you working on white or black paper, dark or light paper? And that's how you look at the tops of the ink pads. Took me a hot minute to get there. But the worst that happens is that you're working on white or black paper and we have more of it. It's only paper. So I'm just finishing this one out. And again, I'm not being overly picky. I'm just lightly pushing this over the top of where I see the embossing, and it's holding because that embossing is raised up and the ink is grabbing that. And yet it's not making a mess. And I don't have ink everywhere on my paper. Beautiful, right? These really are just lovely. And I struggle to know which one I like the best, because I absolutely love, where are mine? Oh yeah, is that one's the one I did? I love these. I think that this is beautiful. What did I do with the other one? I finished one, didn't I? I know I did. And I did it with the dark green. Let's trim these out. So done with the vintage rose set from Crafter's Companion. It's going to drive me crazy where I put my sample. Really is going to drive me crazy. Well, here's one I played with earlier. Ooh, that's like, wait, I didn't see you do that one. That's when I was playing with it. Same. Dark, light. Ooh, so pretty. Huh. And then I did all of these with the Creative Expressions. So the ink is kind of a twofer because you get to use both the light and the dark aspect of it. It really depends on whether that having that dark interference aspect to the ink is important to you. If it isn't, then I don't think you need these inks. But if it is, well, then you need the inks. I missed a whole little piece right there. I missed a whole little leaf right there. Not anymore. Bam, fixed. So options aplenty for sure. The embossing folders from both companies are beautiful. I like the idea of the kit from Crafter's Companion because it gives you the embossing folder, it gives you the stamp, it gives you the die cut. It pretty much, they paired the best things out of that collection and put them in its own little kit. So pretty. So we did a lot today. We did. I still can't find my other sample. And I'm sure I did one, right? You all saw me do it, right? It's crazy how I can lose something in 4 feet of space. But I did. All right, well, we'll find it at some point. Yeah, see, I cut it out of that dark paper. Hope I didn't throw it away. So we did a lot today. We played with the most beautiful kits from, I did this one earlier. We played with the most beautiful kits. In fact, all of them are missing. Well, that's where the red one is. Okay, stop focusing on that, Stacy. Stop focusing on where it went. It's gonna drive me crazy. I'm that kind of personality. All right, back to what we were doing. Oh, I found it. Ha ha ha. I feel so much better now. Crafter's Companion. We have the Vintage Rose card kit with the die, the 3D embossing folder, and the stamp set. Then we have the coordinating 6x6, the coordinating vellum, and the coordinating luxury cardstock is what I think they call it. Luxury linen cardstock, all matching together. So it's this and that and these two. And that makes up the I Want It All bundle for Crafter's Companion. Then I brought this in because it was limited, and if I didn't order it, we wouldn't get it. This is not part of the I Want It All bundle, but this is my special papers. It is their most popular paper designs through the years. And it is just chock full. We have it in the 6x6. I think HSN will have it in the 12x12. So that's from Crafters. And I think they're beautiful. And I love the stamp. And I love that you can stamp right on top of the embossing and put the Lisa Horton inks over it. I love it all. Then, and I'm not going to lose those this time. Then we played with the embossing folders and stencils from Creative Expressions. The I Want It All has both embossing folders and both stencils. Otherwise, you buy the embossing folder and the stencil together, the embossing folder and the stencil together. You can't buy them separately or individually. It's either this set, or the I Want It All set. Again, we're limited as to what we have. Then we have all of the Lisa Horton inks, the 10 that I chose to do all of this. I brought in the 10 colors I thought were best represented, where you got a nice palette without having overlapping. We do have the re-inkers. I want to talk to you about the re-inkers for just a minute. Do I have all 10 here? Okay. All 10 colors. She has more. You can get more. I just really tried to look at, okay, here's the top color, the top color, the top color, the top color. I tried to get them so that you had a very nice variety. So you had a lovely palette without having too much overlapping. On white, on black. the reinkers. The reinkers come like this. You're like, that's awfully weird looking for a reinker. They did it for a reason. Let's see if I can get one open. When you get your reinkers, it's going to come with a white lid that is sealed. Inside is the little dropper and the lid. So when you get your reinkers, there's no chance of them spilling, and there's no chance of them being half full, nothing like that. You're gonna take off and open. You can almost hear it go, the air come out of it. Let's get my tweezers. So I want to pull off my foil, open it up, take my reinker top, and you'll push it in. And then you can close it up. Now it's ready to work. But you're going to have to push your little lid in, and then you're good to go. And you are going to want to make sure you get it all the way in. So if you need help, ask somebody to help you to get it down. But it ensures that when you get them, they're not all over the place. They haven't spilled. They're solid, tight until you need them. You may not open your reinkers until you actually need to reink something. You may leave them. See, I pushed it all the way down, and by pushing it all the way down, it sealed it up. You may leave them like this until you actually need to reink one of your pads. I would recommend doing that. But now that it's in there, it's good to go. So they've taken extra care to make sure that that reinker lasts you a long time and that you receive it in a way where it's not a mess. Love that. So we've got all the reinkers for these 10 colors, absolutely. I've got the Fantastics. We've got the brush tip where you get 6. We have the bullet tip where we get 6. Or we have the combo pad where you get 3 and 3. I don't know, we've had these for forever and I always forget about them. I do, but they work beautifully and you saw how easy they were to use today. I've got the blending tool as normal because you're gonna need it, and we'll do the blending mat because you're gonna need it. And then all of the goodies from Crafter's Companion, and all of the goodies from Creative Expressions. You're gonna have to decide what you love, 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 or maybe you watched this and you said, no thank you, not for me. And isn't it best to know that before you spend all your money? You work hard for it. You wanna make sure that what you buy is something that will make your heart happy. All right, sample time. And I've got oodles of them. I'm gonna go in just a little bit more. This is using the paper from Crafter's Companion, the die. It's beautiful. This is so beautiful. That's from the card kit. There's the embossing folder from Creative Expressions. So pretty. Here's a card using the papers from Crafter's Companion. And the stamp. So clever. Here is a card using the stamp, and they've embossed with it a little bit of gold. And this is vellum. This is from the vellum pack. Isn't that beautiful? And here, Creative Expressions. And this is done with the Lisa Horton ink. Look at how pretty. Look at how beautiful. And again, you see you almost got a little bit of that interference going on that pink. Here we have got paper. We've got the die. We've got paper from Crafter's Companion. Too many that start with a C. We've got birthday wishes. Happy New Year, taking that die and doubling it so you have a top and bottom. This is from the card kit. The die is from the card kit. It's gorgeous. The embossing folder is from the card kit. Same kit. One kit gave you two different looks. Well, 1, 2, 3 different looks. And look at how elegant is this. And how fabulous is this? Here. So you've got the die, you've got the stamp, you've got the paper, you've got the stamps. This is from the card kit. And the coordinating paper. That's a yay. Oh, and how stunning is that? Really just beautiful. And here, this is from the My Special Papers. A lot of the papers are from the My Special Papers. Look at how simple and easy is this. And we fussy cut out the birds, not me. Patty V did. Honorary SMS girl Patty V did that one. And here, they're just lovely. Happy birthday. Using the card, the die from the card kit. Looks like you've got some of the stamp in there. You've got some of the paper going on. All from Crafter's Companion. This is from Crafter's Companion. This paper is gorgeous. This is in the My Special Papers collection. Here's the die from the card kit. All the Lisa Horton inks going on. Oh my goodness gracious. I told you the samples are amazing, and I'm not done. Wait, I have a whole nother stack. Look at this. This is just dreamy, and that's just using one color of the Lisa Horton inks. That's just dreamy. Look at how beautiful. Lisa Horton inks on white. And went back in and added some of the color back in. Yellow with a touch of red. Honorary SMS girl Catherine did this one. I love this one. I love how she toned the yellow down with the touch of red to make everything kind of work together. Oh, so pretty. I think this is from the card kit from Crafter's Companion. So you've got creative Expressions embossing folder and stamp from Crafter's Companion. Oh, and look at this one. Yvette did this one. Honorary SMS girl Yvette. Look at how pretty. And see how she's got those colors. This is all done with Lisa Horton. And here we've taken paper out of the My Special Papers bundle, and we've added it with the die from the Vintage Rose card kit. These are phenomenal, incredible. Here we've got the embossing folder. We've got the die, we've got the paper, we've got the stamps, stamped right on ribbon. How do you pick what you, I love them all. I can't pick a favorite. I just can't. So using the die, using the paper from the My Special Papers collection. Creative Expressions, embossing folder. Crafter's Companion, paper, die, they cut it up to make a flower. Isn't that cute? Stamp set. Creative Expressions, I love this one too, because depending on which way you look at it, the flower, it changes color, as do the leaves. Oh, Gail did this one. I love this one. It's so pretty because every time I move it, I see it changes. It's different. And that's the beautiful thing about an interference ink is it changes. It's magnificent. Look at how pretty. I don't know who did this one. Oh, Catherine. Love it. And then what do I have here? Oh, these are ones that just never got made into anything. Oh no, these are the ones I did. Okay, these are the ones I did today. I love them. It's a good thing. I made them. Okay, all right. So, I hope you had a good time today. I hope I showed you something maybe you hadn't seen before or helped you feel more confident in your crafting. I hope that, if anything, oh my gosh, it's late. I hope you had some fun with me. I had a great time with you for sure. Where are you going to get all this product? Well, Lisa Horton's interference inks are available everywhere, I believe. You can find those just about anywhere, and if you have a local independent store, ask them to bring them in for you. The Fantastics, I think you might also be able to find at a lot of different stores. They've been out for quite some time. I just always forget to use them. The Crafter's Companion, the Crafter's Companion product, that's a little bit more difficult to find. I think we may have some of that first, especially that card kit. I think that we may have this product first. And the My Special Papers, I'm not sure if this is launched yet either. So you may want to, if you have a local store, check with them first before you come online. But if you liked what you saw from Crafter's Companion, then grab it here. We have very limited stock. As the same with the beautiful embossing folders with the matching stencils from Creative Expressions. We have limited stock of both of these. They have released. We are not the first to have them. They should be out there. So see where you can find them if you have a local independent mom and pop shop. And if you don't, then come online and find a local independent mom and pop, or at least an independent mom and pop shop, and give them your business first, even if it's not Scrapbooking Made Simple. We believe in supporting all independents and really want to keep everybody in business. So between the Lisa Horton and the Crafter's Companion and the Creative Expressions, oh, it was a class, wasn't it? Thank you so much for being here with me tonight. Thank you for keeping me company. It technically is Saturday right now. I have to go downstairs and start loading this so it gets then in time for our 8 a.m. sunny California premiere, 10 a.m. Central and 11 a.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. in the United Kingdom. I am Stacy, Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. I will see you in just a few hours. The life of an independent mom and pop shop owner. When you gotta get it done, you just get it done. All right, you guys, I'll see you later. Thanks for being here. Bye, everybody.